This is the Scope Meter 125B recorder demonstration. We're going to record both voltage and current, and later on in the video we'll also record temperature using some of these modules here. So first off, in order to record voltage, we're going to use the STL-120 probes. This is going to connect into channel A. We're also going to record current by using the i400S AC current clamp. And in order for this to get connected to the scope meter, we'll use the BB120 series adapter. Now the 120 series adapter, the current clamp, and the voltage probes are all included in the kit. The temperature thermocouple modules are sold separately. So the current's going to go right into channel B like that. To get to record mode, press the menu button, and then use the arrow key to scroll down to recorder. Once you have that highlighted, press enter button. In this case, we have no data recorded, but if there was data recorded, there would be a yes/no option there to either view the previous data or not. In this case, we'll press F4 to exit. Let's set our recording settings by pressing F1. Your first selection will be for the memory. You can either use the onboard or internal memory, or if you have a micro SD card, you can insert it into the instrument and you can select that. In this case, we don't have an SD card selected, so we'll leave it at internal memory. Second selection group is mode. Now there are two different recorder modes. There's meter recording and scope recording. Meter recorder mode trend plots the measurement over a period of time, and it captures up to 1,024 events and can record up to 384 hours. Scope recorder mode continuously records waveforms over a period of time and can record or capture up to 64 events and up to 14 days of recording if you have a 32 gig micro SD card inserted. In this case, let's take a look at meter recording first. We'll leave the interval at default of 0.5 seconds, and then the event threshold, we'll set the threshold and we'll leave it at 10. If you wanted to change it, obviously, just use the up and down arrows. Now we're going to set it to max duration for this demo. Press F4 to run. I have it set up to measure both voltage and current, voltage in channel A and voltage in channel B. You can also see the max, average, and minimum of each channel. Here is the number of event counts for both your channels. So let's create some events. That means we're going to take it beyond the plus minus 10% thresholds. So let's do that first for the voltage. We'll increase the voltage until we go beyond the threshold. Now once you pass the threshold, you'll hear a beep. Now let's see what it looks like when you go to the lower limit or beyond the lower limit. So there you'll hear a beep when you go beyond the lower limit. So let's try that again. We'll make it go up and then down again. There you go. And we can do the same for the current. So over here. So we'll increase the current. You hear a beep when it went beyond the threshold, the upper threshold. And you'll hear a beep when it goes below the lower threshold. There you go. And you can see here it's counting up the number of events, and the number of events is just how many times it's gone above or below the upper and lower thresholds. We'll press stop here. Now you can press F3 to scroll through the different events. So right now you're on event number 1. And event number 1 occurred for channel B right where this cursor happened. Scroll through a little bit more. Now we're on event number 4 of channel A. And we'll keep going back. Event 3, 2, 1. You can also save the data. So save it by pressing the menu key and then F2 for save, and follow the prompts, save as, enter. And let's save this as test number 5. So let's go enter and F4 for done, F4 for done. You can press the menu key again and recall what we just measured. And you can see here, there's our test and how much memory it required. Now let's go back to the recorder setting. This time, let's do a scope recording. We'll press enter here. We'll press done and run. While it's recording, I will adjust voltage and current, and then you won't be able to see the screen live here. We'll stop, and then we'll see what events we've gathered. We'll stop, and then we can go to view, and we can go to view all, and press enter. And that is the voltage and current that was measured over time. Now you can correlate some of the voltage or current increases and decreases. For our temperature demonstration, we have 2 different modules here that are available. This is the ADT150UA. It has the the probe portion attached to it. And similarly, we have the ADTK, which actually has a thermocouple connected to the end of it. The way it goes in when you're assembling this is it has 2 prongs. One's a little bigger than the other, so it's keyed. You won't be able to reverse the positive and negative polarity. It goes into the scope meter, channel A, and COM. And that's how it's installed. Now, something you want to be aware of, and we'll look at this one because this one's upside down, is there's an off, a Fahrenheit, and a Celsius. You want to make sure that you're on the right option or the right units of temperature. And in this demonstration, we're going to use Celsius, so that's already on the right unit. For this demonstration, we'll have hot and cold water. First thing you'll want to do when you're taking the temperature measurement is make sure you have temperature selected for your channel. So right now we have the temperature module connected to channel A. So press scope meter, F1 for choosing your measurement type for channel A, and then scroll to temperature. Once you have that highlighted, press enter. Make sure that it is set on Celsius. And we have Celsius here as well. Enter. Now, to get to the record mode, again, press menu, scroll down to recorder and press enter. We're going to say, no, we don't want to view previously recorded data. And then press F1 for record setting. In here, we'll leave everything the same. Notice I've changed event threshold to off, which means that now anytime there's a new minimum and maximum, you'll hear a beep. We'll press done, and then F4 to run. So you hear the beeping every time there's a new min and max. Right now, we're at room temperature, which is roughly 20.5 degrees C. And you can see the max, average, and min there, like we did when we were measuring voltage and current. So now let's put the thermocouple into this hot water. You'll see we now have roughly 60 C. And stick it into, let's let it get back to room temperature. Or close enough. And then let's stick it in cold water. And you can see here, there will always be 0 events because we don't have a threshold, so there's no way to tell if there is an event or not. That wraps up our scope meter 125B recorder demonstration.